Good evening, you're watching AWANI Tonight with me, Faye Kwan. The Tourism, Arts and Culture Ministry is re-evaluating its goals for the Visit Malaysia 2026 campaign after surpassing its 2024 target. The country recorded 38 million international visitors last year, well beyond the ministry's target of 35.6 million. To boost the tourism sector's contribution to economic growth, the Tourism Ministry aims to enhance cultural and eco-tourism experiences to prolong visitors' stays. There are also plans to promote tourism markets such as health, gold and gastronomy. Meanwhile, King Sing said the promotional video for the Visit Malaysia 2026 campaign was ready and would be released soon.
Kita cuma nak promosi bukan promosi video. Kita itu video cuma nak launching logo sampai. Kita punya video ini hari nanti petang sikit saya pergi tengok dia baru final baru keluar. Janganlah semua mempolitikkan.
The government has taken strong action against illegal e-waste factories, with 44 operations facing enforcement measures as of December 31st last year. 8 of these factories have been shut down, while legal proceedings are underway for the rest under the Environmental Quality Act.
Natural Resources and Environmental Sustainability Minister Nik Nazmi Nik Ahmad stressed the government's commitment to preventing Malaysia from becoming a dumping ground for e-waste from developed countries. This crackdown follows reports of an illegal e-waste plant also involved in processing ammunition and shell casings. This enforcement aligns with the Basel Convention's rules on hazardous waste. Offenders face fines up to 10 million ringgit and 5 years imprisonment under the Environmental Quality Act. Nik Nazmi praised the cooperation of agencies like the Department of Environment, Police and Customs in tackling illegal e-waste imports.
Malaysia has no need for an anti-racial discrimination law, as existing legislation is sufficient to address racial issues. However, National Unity Minister Dato' Aaron Agodagang says the government fully supports reviewing current laws if necessary.
Sekiranya keadaan mendesak dan kerjaan berpenangan bahawa undang-undang sedia ada perlu dibuat semakan bagi tujuan mengekang setengah ucapan hate speech ataupun perbuatan provokasi, maka kementerian menyokong usaha tersebut.
Aaron was responding to Bagan MP Lim Guan Eng, who questioned the necessity of the act to curb growing racial incidents. This follows a recent case in Sepang where a corn seller put up a racially insensitive signs at his stall. Aaron also noted that past governments had tried to strengthen legal frameworks with new bills, but these were rejected as existing laws, including the Penal Code and the Federal Constitution, already covered such issues.
Transport Minister Anthony Loke clarifies that the 3 companies selected for vehicle inspection services have only received conditional approval. He also assured that the companies selected have strong financial backings to support and sustain their businesses.
Satu aspek yang banyak orang tidak cakap, memanglah dia cakap 8 bulan saja. Ya betul, 8 bulan ini, dia syarikat 8 bulan, dia SPV, ditubuhkan untuk dia masuk permohonan untuk pemeriksaan kenderaan ini. Tetapi yang pentingnya, syarikat yang dikatakan 8 bulan ini, dia ada 20 juta poda berbayar. Dan dia ada perniagaan lain. Bukannya syarikat baru, bukannya syarikat RM2. Syarikat yang ada 20 juta, ada modal yang cukup. Dan untuk maklumannya Muhammad, syarikat ini milik penuh Bumi Putra. Ketiga-tiga pengarah itu Bumi Putra. Jadi kita kena ada keyakinan kepada syarikat-syarikat ini.
Anthony was responding to Jerantot MP Khairil Nizam Kirudin, who questioned the backgrounds of the 3 companies appointed for motor vehicle inspections. He emphasized that vehicle inspectors must be certified based on evaluations by the Road Transport Department or JPJ. He earlier dismissed concerns over the company's lack of experience, noting that Puspacom's 30-year monopoly meant no other firm could have industry experience. The 3 appointed companies are Wawasan Bintang Sendirian Berhad, Pakatan Petroleum Sendirian Berhad, and Beriman Gold Sendirian Berhad. We'll be back with more after the break. Stay tuned.
tak menggaruk kulit kepala disebabkan keluh mumur? Masalahnya lebih mendalam. Gunalah Head and Shoulders menembusi 5 lapisan untuk membasmi keluh mumur dan kegatalan. Bebas keluh mumur sehingga 100%. Head and Shoulders diuji secara dermatologi.
Di era digital, pemasaran bukan hanya tentang penjualan semata-mata. Penceritaan menarik jadi kekuatan dalam membina hubungan perniagaan. Tingkat pengetahuan, perkasakan perniagaan anda. Saksikan segmen JWSME dalam program AWANI Pagi dan Niaga AWANI setiap Isnin hingga Khamis di saluran 501. Dibawakan oleh penaja utama jelajah JWSME, Unify Business, rakan digital pilihan anda.
Di dalam setiap berita yang dibawa, konteks amat penting. Kami sentiasa membawakan yang tergempar dan terkini. Pastikan Astro AWANI menjadi pilihan anda, tidak kira di mana sahaja anda berada.
Vietnam's National Assembly has approved a reform plan that will slash up to a fifth of its government bodies. The move is part of an effort to cut costs and improve administrative efficiency in the country. The Assembly earlier passed an amendment to a law on organising the government, paving the way for a 15 to 20% reduction in the state apparatus. As part of the overhaul, the Planning and Investment Ministry, which oversees foreign investment projects, will join the Finance Ministry, while the Transport and Construction Ministries will be merged. The Natural Resources and Environment Ministry and the Agriculture Ministry will also be combined. State media last month reported that the restructuring would impact 100,000 state officials, though further details were not provided. Investors, officials and diplomats have welcomed the plan, but anticipate short-term administrative delays in Vietnam. However, the government has said the overhaul would not affect project approvals. The US and Russia will appoint teams to negotiate ending the Ukraine war. This is according to the US State Department following high-level talks in Saudi Arabia. Meetings between US and Russian officials in Riyadh have wrapped up as President Donald Trump pushes for a peace deal. Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov met top US officials, including Secretary of State Marco Rubio, to discuss the conflict and restoring relations between the two countries. This marks the first in-person meeting between the two countries since the Ukraine war began 3 years ago. The talks could pave the way for a meeting between US President Donald Trump and Russian President Vladimir Putin, which Trump has hinted could happen very soon. Ukraine, which is not attending the talks, insists that no peace deal can be made on its behalf in Riyadh. On Monday, European leaders who were excluded from the meeting gathered for an emergency summit in Paris in response to Moscow and Washington engaging in direct talks. They pledged for more investments in defense and would take the lead in providing security guarantees for Ukraine. Meanwhile, at least 18 people were injured after a Delta Airlines plane crashed and overturned at Toronto Pearson Airport in Canada. All 80 people on board, 76 passengers and 4 crew members, were safely evacuated.
2 people in critical condition were airlifted to a nearby trauma center, while 1 child was taken by ambulance to a nearby hospital. The remaining 12 sustained minor injuries. The flight, which departed from Minneapolis in US, crashed while landing in Toronto at 2:45 p.m. local time. 2 runways have been closed as investigations are underway. Toronto Pearson Airport has been facing severe weather recent days, with heavy snowfall and freezing temperatures affecting parts of Ontario. 2 storms, one on Wednesday and another on Sunday, covered the city with a total of 30 to 50 cm of snow.
Mexico will take Google to court if the company proceeds with renaming the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America for US users of Google Maps. President Claudia Sheinbaum says her government is awaiting a new response from the tech company after requesting the full restoration of the original name.
In a letter to the Mexican government, Google's Vice President of Government Affairs and Public Policy, Chris Turner, had said the company would not change its policy, implemented after US President Donald Trump declared the body of water as the Gulf of America. The name Gulf of Mexico dates back to 1607 and is officially recognized by the United Nations. Mexico has argued that the mapping policy violates its sovereignty, as the U.S. only holds jurisdiction over 46% of the Gulf. The remaining 49% is controlled by Mexico and another 5% by Cuba. Along with the legal threat to Google, Sheinbaum announced that Mexico would hold high-level meetings with the U.S. this week to discuss trade and security.
Small and medium enterprises in Malaysia are facing growing challenges, particularly rising operational costs and inflation. National President of the SME Association of Malaysia, Chin Chi Siong, shares how government intervention and potential collaboration could help ease the burden.
The issue is how we're going to help our Malaysian manufacturer to be more competitively, locally both, and also globally. Right? Maybe one of the things they can do is raw material imported for the local assembly, local Malaysian manufacturer, you can reduce or even waive, right, for those raw material. And in other formats, when we export, we have more incentive given to us if we do export. And by doing that also, they should help us. Trade or any other agency should specifically look at those potentially grow Malaysia brand to help them to grow. Not only looking at just, the basic infrastructure, increase or whatever you have there, but you help them to look into outside. Not only doing that, but also trying to help them to reduce their cost of doing business rather than increase. So this is very important. But of course, I also appreciate what government, PMX in the last budget stating that they are putting out 40 billion of development loan, low interest rate and guaranteed, not only low interest, guaranteed by SJPP and CGC, every the government agency to help the SMEs, especially the industry such as the high tech, the renewable energy, the tourism side, the halal product side. So which is good because these are the business going to boom and booming now, right? Hospitality market, all those stuff. Then you really look into how to get their loan fast for them when they need it fast. If they want to develop something, to help them to get it, speed up the process of getting it. So we have less than 50% not doing well, but we have more than 50% doing well. Then we will cover our balance of our economy, and they will help, to the country economy as a whole.
Chi Siong highlighted that foreign investors should use Malaysia as a platform or hub due to our multiracial background.
Collaboration is a key right now for the survival of Malaysia, future SMEs. In fact, the collaboration is very important. I told many of the companies coming from China to come in to invest in Malaysia, even from India. I say, coming to Malaysia, Malaysia is a very small market. We are talking about 30-odd million people, right? A small country. You come in, you take our market, it doesn't even compare to your one small province in your China, right? So, but in working with Malaysia, we can grow the world. We can go to the world, and we can collaborate. Whether we 100% collaboration or 30-50% or whatsoever kind of collaboration, you use the Malaysia manpower, Malaysia capability, Malaysia skill set, Malaysia capability of communicating globally. Malaysia people are different.
That report wraps up AWANI Tonight. Do check out our web portal, keeping you informed on the critical events shaping our world. All in one place at international.astroawani.com. That's all for now. I'm Faye Kwan. Thank you for watching and good night.